You have good days trading and bad days trading, but you can't figure out the pattern. Some mornings you're sharp and the trade works, everything's clicking, and then something shifts. The same approach that worked at 9:30 and 10 a.m. is costing you money by 1 p.m. So most of you are going to start second guessing yourself and questioning the entire day. Maybe your entry is off, maybe your stop is too tight. Maybe you need a different indicator or a different setup to follow. But here's what nobody's telling you: it's probably not your strategy at all. This week, the market gave the same message basically 3 days in a row. A strong move off a setup at or near the open, and then choppy and not great trading the rest of the day. And if you're paying attention to this on day 3 today, you should have known this before the afternoon trading even started. Most traders weren't paying attention, too busy looking for the next trade to see what the market was already showing. I'm Steven, a former market maker and arbitrage expert. I teach a simple trading strategy using the anchor line and power bars. And today I'm coming to you from not my normal setup, but from Wilmington, North Carolina. That's the battleship North Carolina in the background. Let me describe two traders this week. The first one missed the morning move on Monday. There was a nice setup as we moved lower and price pushed really hard in the morning down to lows. All afternoon, that trader was looking for a setup, a really good setup in here, and it never came. The trader that missed this probably took a couple of trades in here and basically got chopped up for the rest of the day. Tuesday morning, that same trader jumped in, got a clean power bar, got a really nice trade again off the open, and then look what happened the rest of the day. Chop, right? No movement, same pattern from Monday. The second trader actually caught the move on Monday, felt like, wow, this is going to be a killer day, and stayed at his screen the rest of the day and got chopped, just like the first trader. Probably took, again, another 1 to 2 at least trades and lost or made very small amounts on both. So probably felt great after the open because he caught the move. Then by the end of the day was questioning himself. Maybe missed the trade on Tuesday at the open because the market had closed so choppy on Monday, and tried to pick it back up on Tuesday afternoon. Either way, the guy who caught this and then got chopped, but picked this up and then got chopped, or missed this and then traded in the chop and possibly caught it at the open, but then traded into chop with basically the same result. Here's what both of these traders have in common. They're so focused on finding the next trade in the 2-minute time frame, which is this chart, that they completely missed what the market was telling them. 3 days in a row, the exact same message. Nice move at the open, chop. Nice move at the open, chop. So, what do we think will happen on day 3? This isn't a coincidence, what's going on. The market sets up in these short-term patterns like this very often. It's not unusual to see a pattern play out over and over several days. By the third day, you've got to be expecting the same pattern. And let me show you something from this morning. This is today. Nice move at the open, a power bar, nice follow through. If you're on the extended hours today, that came right off the 20, right? It was a little bit of a gap for the regular trading hours, but a super nice power bar move right there. Power bar, entry, it begins at or near the anchor line, which is the 20 for me. There's your trade off the open, and then look back. I wasn't in this trade because I'm on vacation. I'm not really trading this week. But what I saw when I opened the chart this morning before going to get coffee at 10:30 was this. Look back when the market was here and climbing at this 612, 613 after the power bar move. Look at what you have right here. Right there is your resistance level. So if you're in this move and you're thinking, okay, Monday, nice move at the open, flatten out. Tuesday, nice move at the open, flatten out. Wednesday, nice move at the open. Where's it going to go before it flattens out? Look back to resistance. This is the 2 minute. But if I drop down to the 5, right, the 5-minute chart or the 15-minute chart, it shows up really clearly. That's your last pivot. Right, this is the 15-minute time frame. There's your resistance. The market goes there, pulls back, and then grinds. A lot of military planes flying over today. The market grinds right here, moves up, another like point, maybe not even a point, and nothing, right? The rest of the day. It's just the same pattern repeating, and you have a spot to look for it to go to before it flattens out. Let me go back to the 2 minute. Again, this was today, the third day. This was Tuesday, strong move at the open. By 10:30, right here, flat. Monday, strong move at the open that continues until 11, and then basically flat with some chop. This move intraday here, you got a power bar move here, but you just got basically a point out of it, right? This is a really tight range that's set up on Monday, the same as it did, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see, right? A tight range, the same as it was on Tuesday, again, the same as it was on Wednesday. I trade the power bar off the anchor line, which again is the 20 for me. This was the short. I also have the indicator that I use, the power bar directional indicator that shows when the short appears, right? As this is playing out, if I go to replay mode, hold this here, right? This is off the open, basically at 9:38, right? And I'll pause. That's the short for me. With entry here toward the end of the bar, and with a stop toward the top of the bar. Usually I use the top of the bar unless the power bar is very large. Then I'll bump this down to about 20%. So right around here. But for purposes of this trade, 20% in. So stop here, here, or here. Either one. And then as this plays out, right, no stop hit at the 20% mark. It's also where the 20 or the anchor line is, right? It gravitates to it. And then another move would take profit levels 1 times the bar, puts them here, 1.5 times and 2 times the bar or the risk, right? If that's my entry, that's my stop. 1 times risk, 1.5 times, 2 times risk. And a really nice trade plays out, right, at the open. By, again, 11:30, we're pulling down all the way through to 2 times the risk in this power bar, which, again, begins right at that anchor line for me, which is the 20. Monday, this happened. Tuesday, the same thing played out. So by Wednesday, you got to be expecting the same thing to play out. I follow the setup, it was given to me, but the pattern that's forming on that daily basis, you have to be ready for that. My indicator that I use to show the power bars is linked to in the description below. If you want more of a description of what the power bar trade is, comment power in the comments and I'll get you a copy of a cheat sheet that I made for that power bar setup. But most traders think pattern recognition just means finding the next setup. But there's another kind of pattern recognition that's just as valuable, and that's recognizing when the setup isn't coming. This week, the market has given you the same information 3 days in a row. A strong open, a clean move near the open. You get a power bar off the anchor line, and then basically your anchor line is going flat, right? And you're going into chop after that. And I'll take this off replay. You go back to that Monday morning. Strong move, and the anchor line goes basically flat. Same thing over those 3 days. And on day 3, on top of it, you had a really good resistance level as a target for the going flat. Right? So once you see that structure on day 1, you file it away, right? Because you don't have a pattern yet. On day 2, when the morning move plays out, and then the anchor line starts to flatten for the rest of the day, as it did here, right? Then you remember, right, what happened yesterday, right? You've seen this. So you don't stop looking for it now. And on day 3, today, you walk in expecting a nice move off the open and a flattening because you paid attention to day 1 and 2 and put the pattern together. That's what experienced traders do differently. They're not just reading the chart in front of them. They're not just reading the next trade. They're reading the context that's been building in the market for days now. And that context told you this afternoon is going to be flat. The most profitable thing to do this afternoon, like I did, because I wasn't trading anyhow, is to step away, go to lunch, go for a walk, feeling good that you know the pattern because the market has told you what the pattern is. Again, if you want my indicator, which gives longs and shorts off that anchor line with power bars, linked to in the description below, comment power, and I'll show you what my power bar setup looks like in a cheat sheet for free. I'll get that to you via email. And if this video helped you and you're trading, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll keep making videos like this. Thanks, guys.